There's a lot that we don't know about our universe. There are many mysteries scientists can't explain. In this video, we will tell you about some of the mysteries that scientists are trying to explain. Number 1. Dark energy. It is one of the most famous and most embarrassing problems in physics. In 1998, astronomers discovered that the universe is expanding at ever faster speeds. It is an effect still searching for cause. Until then, everyone thought the universe expansion was slowing down after the Big Bang. Theorists are still floundering around, looking for a sensible explanation, says cosmologist Katherine Freese of the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. We are all hoping that upcoming observations of supernovae, of a cluster of galaxies, and so on will give us more clues. One suggestion is that some property of empty space is responsible. Cosmologists call it dark energy. But it's also possible that Einstein's theory of general relativity may need to be tweaked when applied to the very largest scale of universe. The field is still wide open, Freese says. Number 2. Mystery of Santiago Flight 513. Santiago Airlines Flight 513 took off on September 4, 1955 from Aachen, West Germany, and was scheduled to arrive in Porto Alegre, Brazil, 18 hours later. However, the aeroplane simply disappeared mid-flight over the Atlantic Ocean. Multiple search parties were formed in order to look out for the remains of the passengers or the plane, but nothing was found. 3.5 decades later, on October 12, 1989, the Porto Alegre airport in Brazil spotted an unauthorized aircraft circling around the airbase. The air traffic controllers tried contacting the pilot but got no response. Eventually, the plane came close to the runway and struck a perfect landing. Once the airport authorities approached the plane cautiously, they opened the doors from the outside, and what they say chilled their bones to their core. They found 92 perfectly preserved skeletons of the people on board, safely buckled into their seats. When they opened the cockpit doors, they saw that the plane pilot, Captain Miguel Victor Curry, also in a skeletal form, still had his hands on the controls. Number 3. A good old yawn. We try to stifle them in a polite company and use them as a signal to head for the pillow. But yawning is a mystery to scientists. They are still not entirely sure why we do it. One explanation is that the act of yawning helps keep our temperature at a steady level and cools our brain down. But that remains a theory. Another mystery is why our yawns seems to be catching. How often have you found yourself yawning, even if you're not tired, purely because someone else nearby is doing it? A 2005 study suggested that this was down to our brain's ability to empathize with those around us. Interestingly, it seems chimpanzees will also copy humans when they let out a yawn as well. But why that's happening in first place still hasn't been pinned down in fact. Number 4. The Boiling River. A little boy named Andres Orzo often heard from his grandfather the legend of the river that literally boiled its enemies in its water. He dreamed of discovering this river. Growing older, he became a geologist, took a local shaman as a guide, and discovered the river in 2011. The temperature of the water was around 86 Celsius. The miracle of its existence is that the river is 700 km from the coolest volcano. Number 5. Sailing Stones. Death Valley's racetrack playa is home to the mysterious sailing stones, which appear to move on their own overnight, even leaving trails in the mud. In the 100 years since this phenomenon was first noticed, scientists have theorized that magnetism was the cause for the movement. However, in 2014, the sailing stones were studied up close and personal, and it was discovered that the dry lake bed on which they sit becomes covered in water when night comes, which quickly freezes. By morning, the ice has melted, and this action, along with the region winds, propel the rocks inches or feet away from their day before spots.